All right, everybody, give a little speech, a little thing. We're gonna have some speech stuff. It's quick and painless.
Dead silence.
This is like an acceptance speech.
Mangled.
Okay. I wrote this very quick because I don't even know if it's going to be like,
I'll let you.
it's going to make any sense whatsoever.
I'll tell you.
Okay. All right. When my father was born, the average cost of a new home was $6,500. The average wages per year were $1,600. Gas was 10 cents a gallon. Rent was $18 a month. Bread was 7 cents. And a new car cost $610. It's a very different world than it was in 1932, but some things haven't changed. Case in point, my father. After 80 years, he still flirts awkwardly with young female waitresses.
Good for him.
Still makes painfully off-color comments that can stop a conversation in its tracks and can still totally embarrass you in public at the drop of a hat. But more importantly, after 80 years, he's still one of my favorite people in the world. I don't think I have to tell you what a wonderful person he is, but I do have a few examples. This is a man who, when I was unable to walk for over 2 years, fought to keep me in a public school and then carried me around in a papoose on his back, even though I was 7 years old and way too big and heavy to be carried around. His reward? A painful pinched nerve, which I never heard him once complain about. When my beloved pet hamster, Butterball, began hemorrhaging after a particularly spirited carnal session with his female lover, my father canceled an important business trip so he could take the randy rodent to Penn Veterinary Hospital, where he was checked into ICU, fed intravenously, and given a wristband that read Butterball Rubin. All true. Sadly, Butterball's days as a lusty Lothario came to an end, but his pal's kindness and caring will never be forgotten. This is a man who, as a bar mitzvah present to me, did what any dad would do. He took me to the Bahamas, because he knew it would make me happy. But it was a little chilly there, so he did the right thing. He put us on a plane to Puerto Rico, where it was the proper sunbathing temperature. It was an amazing, unforgettable time. One of my fondest memories of the trip is when he exposed me to my first topless female review. Hal bribed the maitre d' for a front row seat, so my already painfully myopic eyes would be able to take in all the womanly lusciousness. As we all know now, the experience did not produce the intended effect. But it was certainly memorable, and Hal gets an A for effort. In big ways and small, from the time I was a small child to today, my father has demonstrated all the things that a good, loving father should be. I feel so incredibly blessed to have been born into this wonderful family, and also to have Hal as my father. He has been there for me at every turn. He is generous and kind and caring. He has been a source of endless wisdom, of invaluable advice, of unfailing unconditional support, and of reliable entertainment. All of our lives are better and richer for knowing him. Here's to 8 decades of Harold Howard Rubin.
Stand up.
That's beautiful. Very good. That was great.
Yeah. That was beautiful.
Yeah. That was great.
And it's all true. It was all
either I have it or I
true.
don't. It's unfortunate I don't, but I did.
I must compliment you, because being older than him, I knew him well, and it was all true.
Yes, it's all true.
He had a heart of gold.
Yes.
Oh,
he has. He's still here. He's still here. Don't rush it.
No. That means you're.
Oh, when he was young. When he was young.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say. I don't deserve all this accolade.
Just say thank you. Just say thank you.
But there's more. There's more.
Oh, there's more.
I was just one person.
There's more?
Yes, that was, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't write anything because I wasn't sure what. No one told me about the format of this.
It's free. Like a play or something.
Right, exactly.
To bring you up to date on one of the things that's amazing about how turning 80 is he's made an important new discovery in his life. He has discovered thrift shops.
Yes, yes.
It's been very momentous because,
Thrift shops.
of course, 20 years ago when he was a business executive, or longer than that, he would never be caught dead in a thrift shop. But I buy 90% of my clothes in thrift shops.
Yeah,
So when we were visiting last year for Thanksgiving, Hiroko and I said, "Dad, would you like to go to a thrift shop?" He's like, "Thrift shop? What's that?" But we brought him to Salvation Army. He found great sweaters. He was very pleased. So this year we were visiting again. We said, "Well, we're going back to Salvation Army. Would you like to go?" He said, "Sure," right away. He's hopping in the car. We go out to the Salvation Army. Not only does he find clothes, but of course he finds toys, which he loves. So he was showing the people at the counter how he's going to use his little Matchbox car and putting little dolls in it. But then the real highlight was we went next door to a Mennonite thrift shop. And in the thrift shop, I was shopping for clothes, but I was watching Dad out of the corner of my eye. And there were all these homeless men shuffling in, old homeless men. And they were going up in the back of the store. They have all this bread. They have baked goods that they give to homeless people or disadvantaged people. So they were all getting the things, and Dad's watching. So Dad starts ambling over it. And that day he was wearing pants that didn't quite fit. So his pants kept falling down. So he goes over to the place and keeps adjusting. The woman's looking at him. So to the woman in the thrift shop, he looked like another homeless man off the street. So she said to him, "Sir, would you like some food?" Now, ever since I've known my father for 52 years, well, ever since I can remember, over 40 years, he's had a line. When he goes out to a restaurant, when he goes to a store, and there's food involved, he always says, "It's free, right? Is it free?" And predictably they say no, and he has a snappy comeback about it. Well, so this time, sure enough, he's looking, the woman says, "Would you like some food?" He says, It's free, right? It's free?" She said, "Yes." And for the first time in my memory, my father was speechless. He had He's never been told it was free. He just stared. His jaw dropped. And said, "Do you like baked goods?" And he nodded his head. She said, "Come with me into the employee room in the back room." Next thing I know, he's coming out with an armful of muffins, of bagels, of... We just finished the chocolate chip pumpkin muffins Friday night.
Friday!
Wegmans label on it.
Right, Wegmans thing. So, but just to show you that you're never too old to learn new things and to enjoy new experiences, and that's one of the things about Dad, that he has always had that spirit of being open to new things, being experiencing life to the fullest. And I know he's taught Andrew and I to do that as well, and Hiroko, and he's been such a great inspiration for all of us. We love him so much. We're so thankful that all of you could be here today.
Yes.
To share
We're
this
thankful.
happy occasion.
Yay.
He's so lucky to have you.
Oh wait, there's more.
Now what?
I gotta endure another one.
Don't tell me you're at a loss for words.